Hey guys, Jay here and welcome to another cosplay work vlog. Today we're working on a Cloud costume. So I know I have the one back there, but this is actually for a different version. This is for the Advent Children movie version of Cloud. So long story short, this was one of the first costumes I did at SoccerCon 2012, and if SoccerCon 2022 happens, that'll be my 10-year con anniversary because that was my first year when I did this. So if SoccerCon 2022 does happen, I really wanted to celebrate my 10-year con anniversary with a redo of a costume I did then. So this is, I did this costume then, and this is the only one that I can redo. The only other two were Marluxia and Squall. Marluxia from Kingdom Hearts and Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. I'm not doing either of those, so I want to do this one, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So this is the fabric for the waist cape. That's the part, if you didn't notice by the title and thumbnail, that's the part I'm working on today. So the fabric that I have here, this is a linen. This is actually what I probably should have used in my Link hat tutorial. Whatever, it's too late now. They didn't have this in green when I went to do that or whatever. This is the only one I found actually, is I found white and black. So this one is Hopsack linen is what it's called. So if you want to go to a store and find whatever, that's because I liked the weave in this. Now I have my second camera set up so you can see, sort of, but you really can't see the weave very well. I'll try to get you a good picture in good lighting so you can see how it looks, and you would probably agree with me that it would look correct. So that's why I'm using it. But also it's a little bit heavy of a fabric. It was in the heavier fabric section, and I think it'll work fine. So I need to make some squares or rectangles or whatever. I know that the length needs to be about 36 inches, which oddly enough, this is 36 inches. It just happens to be measured exactly to 36. So I don't have to worry about that. And I think that works for both directions. I think 36 will go around me too. I'm not 100% though. I'm gonna figure that out after I cut the length, and then I can fold it in and you'll see what I mean. So this is actually 3.5 yards. So drop my scissors. So I do have to cut this down. So I'm going to be doing like this. Here we go, just throw the rest of that on the floor. There's nothing over there that'll damage it, so it's fine. And then all I have to do is, I guess I'm just gonna get my T-square and do it that way. Got my T-square, so I'm gonna put this up against the edge of the table actually, or close enough to the edge of the table, it'll be fine. So grab a silver Sharpie for now. Probably shouldn't use a Sharpie, but whatever. And I'll make this a little bit bigger than I need it. Let's make it 38 inches. All right, that should be roughly correct. Yeah, that's way more than enough. So what we're gonna do is cut this out just like this. So we'll work with this for right now. Yeah, that's a little more than long enough. All right, now I need to, sorry, I gotta stand for this stuff, so I'm just gonna point everything down. This will be 36 inches this way. I could probably go 37 actually, and because there's about a ½ inch there, so on the edges, so I can go about 37 inches, nice and straightened. And then I'll pin this. Actually, I can clip it. All right, now I can see how this fits around me. A little more. All right, I don't know how much you could have seen of that, but I do need to go a little bit bigger, so about 1 inch. And because I need seam allowance. So I'm pinning this a couple inches away from the fold because that's where I'm gonna cut this piece off. All right, and that takes off this entire piece here. It'll go around like this-ish. And then I'm gonna put stuff in front to create the pocket and a secondary layer to make it thicker. Let's just hope that I don't have to use interfacing because I don't think I have any. So what I'm gonna do here, I'll probably put a drawing on screen to make it easy. But for the top, so the top goes around like this, and then it'll go down, which will, so this is the top layer on top of this one. It'll be on top of here. It'll go down to where the bottom of the pocket is, fold up, and then travel up to where the top of the pocket is, and then fold back down and go all the way to the bottom. And then the sides will all be just sewn up. So I need to do this exact same thing, but longer. So here's what I'm thinking of doing. I have this folded back to where it's with that little piece folded under it again, where I cut it off, so that it fits on the table. That way I don't have to worry about it not fitting here. And then I'm taking the rest of the fabric here and layering it on top because this is gonna be a top layer. Now I need to figure out where the pocket's going to go. Pocket doesn't need to be that deep. So now I'm just figuring out how deep I want the pocket to be. Okay, so I'm thinking 14 inches, and that's how big that is. So take that, fold that over. Yeah, this part's just a lot of me talking to myself, trying to figure out measurements. That still might be, okay, let me pin this together. This is just to figure out if this measurement here is right, which I don't think it is. But there's only one way to know for sure. Double check. All right, with the pocket pin closed, I can clip the entire thing down so that this would simulate where it's going to be stitched up. So I'm going to pick this up and test it out. That actually might work. Thinking that could actually work. So I actually remembered that this top piece here that is above the pocket is actually like angled weird. Like it's bigger in the middle and then it angles down. So I do have to make the pocket a little bit bigger. So I'm just gonna figure out where it was before and change it. All right, so now the top to the bottom of the pocket, about 15 inches. And then it folds up about 7 inches. And then it just goes down the rest of the way until it reaches the bottom. So now what I need to do is unfold the whole thing and do it all over again, but with the piece folded out here from the back, so that I can cut it all the same length. Yippee, that's gonna be fun. Not really. All right, so now this is all done up the way I need it to before I sew it together, which is why this is here and what I'm gonna be doing next. Just a word of warning, if you do what I did and put pins in it, because I have the pins holding the pocket shut so that it doesn't flap open while I was testing it out, and I sliced my arm pretty good. So be careful. That hurt and still hurts. So my sewing machine, I'm just going to be using a straight stitch with black thread and a black bobbin. I'm also starting on the bottom of the entire thing. So this right here that I'm gonna sew into is the bottom that will be at my feet, because that way you won't really even see this part of the stitch. This is the front. So this will be not only on the floor, kind of, but behind me. So this side doesn't need to look pretty, and nobody's gonna see it, it doesn't really matter. It's the next day, and I've done one of the straps. So there's 3 straps. There's one that goes over the shoulder that's kind of like a messenger bag, you know, where you have it over the shoulder but the bag is on the other side, so like that. And then one that goes right near the waist. It doesn't really hold it up at all. I don't know why it's there, but it is. So it goes over here. And then one that actually keeps the damn thing shut and on your hip. So there's one that goes across the hip, and I'm probably gonna make that one out of elastic, or at least add elastic to it somehow, like at the ends maybe, where it can have some stretch to it so that it fits tighter and keeps the whole thing on. But for right now, I'm gonna be showing you how I made the straps. So you're actually gonna see like B-roll, I guess, of me actually making the straps. But just like I said before, they are 2 layers of the fabric that the edges, the long edges, are folded in on each other, and then they're sandwiched together and sewn together. And you literally can't even see the stitching. Like, I'm trying to find it. I cannot find the stitching. So that's good, because that means that no matter if I waver a little bit from the edge so it's not perfectly aligned, you won't even notice because you can't even see it. So that is really good. I like that. I didn't expect that to happen. Oh, you can see it on the backside though, where the bobbin was, but you're not going to see the backside, so that's fine. But the top side, it's really hard to see. So these are 45 inches long. Well, this one is 45 inches long. The other one is going to be also about 45 inches. It's somewhere around there, 44, 45, something like that. That's good enough for me. I'm not going to complain. Yeah, so for the buckles of these straps, what I have right here is not the buckle I'm going to be using. This is one of these. So actually, one of these. So this is a buckle I got from Joann's, just a squared center bar buckle. And I took the pin out, the thing right here that goes through the hole in the belt to make it stay in place. Just took that off and made it, oops, made it not have that anymore. So it's just like this, and it just weaves through it like you would anything else. So just it weaves through just like that and can slide on it. But this one is pinned down to the bag itself, and then I have nylon strapping just holding this on for right now, which I'll probably keep that like that because nylon strapping is really strong and doesn't fray, and I can burn it so it doesn't fray. So I'm just gonna do that. But anyway, I'm gonna do the whole B-roll thing where I'm making the straps. Alright, so I had to end up redoing this entire ending right here. I had one where I was talking about this, was it next to me like this, and I ended up having to redo the entire thing. So what happened was I realized that the shape was a little off from what I wanted, as well as it was a little short going all the way around, so not wide enough. So now you can see, actually it's harder to see on this than it is on me, but I'll post a photo up here that you can see it looks a lot better. Compared to the reference shows on the back, you can see it pop out from behind him, that edge or corner or whatever. This corner right here is kind of hard to see on the video, but this corner right here, also this isn't like perfectly on this thing the way it's supposed to be as it'll be on me. And this isn't shaped like me exactly, so it's gonna be a little different looking on this thing. But this has a better curve to it. It's also impossible for you guys to see because I can't get the camera down that way, but I'll probably take video of it just so you guys can like have a B-roll or something. And I pinned it to this so that it doesn't fall or anything, because it just does not want to stay on this very well. But there's along this edge, it curves a little bit, so it has like a little bit of a curve, I guess, to it, so that the top corner sticks out further. And then the same thing on the back, but it's got a larger curve to it. So I can show you kind of what I did on some scrap, so I'll just do that. Alright, so here's a little piece of scrap that I have. It's the smallest piece I got, but I'll show you what I did. So in the original one, the first one that I made for this video, if you remember, I folded the edges like this, and then folded the edges of the part that was going to go on top of it, and then sewed that together. That's what I did for the original one. So this one, I made it smaller on top here, like say this is the top or bottom or whatever, and then I started making it go in much wider. So here's the difference. I started making it go much wider towards the middle of it and where the pocket is, and it's the most like pushed in like this. It's the biggest fold, so it'd be a small fold here and a big fold here. It's the biggest fold right around the 3/4 mark of the going down the pocket to about that same amount of space under the pocket, and then it starts going back to normal, but it's still not as wide as the top of it. So the width from the front top to the front back is wider than literally the rest of it, and then the bottom is a little less wide than this, and then the middle is even less wide, if that makes sense. Also, I believe I mentioned it already, but just in case, I'll say it again. These are not the buckles that I'm going to be going with. These are way too small. So I will be actually having them printed from 3D printed resin, as well as the wolf head that goes to the armor, which is obviously for its own video, but they're getting printed and sent at the same time from the same person. So these will be about 3¼ inches tall, and so it'll be, you know, a little bit more on each side, so they'll be correct. They're also not going to have the little pin thing in them like this does up here, where it actually like holds it in place, because I don't want these to have stress on them, because they're not going to actually be holding anything up. And then for this one, I also, in order to make this a little longer down here, the one that goes over the shoulder, I added to the back of it. It's kind of hard to tell, but I added an extra strip to the back of it. And it's when I figure out exactly how big I need that on me, then I can sew that on and cut the rest off. But for now, I'm just going to leave this all like it is. And this one's all bunched up because this is not exactly my shape, so it doesn't fit exactly the same as it does on me. So I have it pinned here to where it fits on me, and then here to where it fits on this thing. So, and then this one too, the third strap, is also not exactly right for me compared to this thing for shape and everything. But yeah, that's basically the entire thing. But I did the rest of it when I remade the whole bag. It's exactly the same as when I made the first one. It's the exact same method and everything. I just added those curves to both sides. I also made this one like 2 inches longer, but that's just making it 2 inches longer. So the measurements I'll put on screen right here. So it'll be the top width from this corner to the back corner. Then it'll be from the part, I'll like have a diagram. And I'm not going to give you guys a pattern because it's kind of just like a rectangle basically. And then from where the thinnest point is going to be, the least wide in the middle, I'll put like a line where that goes, and then I'll give you the measurement for the bottom, and then you guys can figure out the curve from that. It'll just automatically go to that curve when you put these in those positions. Just remember that this curve will be less wide than the back curve. So the front, you're just gonna make a little bit less of a curve than you would when you're doing the back side. But that's gonna be it for this video. This was part 1. I'll be working on the pants and the shirt as soon as I can. The pants I should be able to do soon because I have everything for it. And then the shirt, at least I think I have everything for it. And then the shirt will be whenever I get time to get a shirt, or whenever I can find one. I can't seem to find them. They're gonna be like this, but I'm gonna have to put a zipper in it, and I don't have extra ones yet, and I can't find any more. I can't even find this one. This one was on Amazon, and it's just gone. Like, it's not even in the order history. Like it never existed, and we never paid for it. So I have no idea what happened. So anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and give it that thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later.